As part of Southern 500 weekend festivities, the National Motorsports Press Association inducted 2 new members into the NMPA Stock Car Racing Hall of Fame to go with existing members like BP, Richard Petty. They were Darrell Waltrip, 3-time NASCAR Winston Cup champion, and old handsome Harry Gant. Last night held here at Darlington Country Club nearby.
Fell in the middle, Kenny Bruce, the president of the National Motorsports Press Association.
Very nice facility, just recently renovated. It's right out front of the Speedway here. If you happen to be cruising up or down I-95, it's well worth a look through. 1 lap away from the restart, Matt.
And Jim Long, you changed up your guys a little bit, and it really paid off a huge stop.
I'm going to tell you, these guys are the best on pit road. Take my hat off to them. They are getting the job done. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of tough competition up there. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 30, but we're in position to try something here now.
Terry Labonte getting the job done on the racetrack. So who are the 5 guys? Let's meet them.
Jim Long, crew chief, Lambertville, Michigan. Lee Dees, windshield, Rockingham, North Carolina. J.D. Holcomb, front tire carrier, Whitesburg, Kentucky.
Murray Tim, front tire changer, Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. Rick Pigeon, Jackman, Fairfax, Vermont.
Jason Jones, rear tire carrier, Ryan, Georgia.
Mike Bumgarner, rear tire changer, Huntersville, North Carolina.
Brad Pickens, gas man, rear, South Carolina.
Dave Denny, catch can, Charlotte, North Carolina.
These guys are from all over the place.
All right, there's no more saving tires.
Nope, this is it. Go for it, boys.
Gotta go. Everybody's got to run hard.
30 laps to go at Darlington in the Southern 500. Terry Labonte leads. Kevin Harvick is second. Earnhardt Jr. and Ryan Newman are laps down, and they're up there in and among the leaders.
Bonnie's catching a pretty good break right here. Putting a little space in between him and Harvick.
Down to 16 cars on the lead lap after Robbie Gordon's problem.
And Junior moves over, let Terry Labonte go by.
Well, Newman is 8 laps down. Junior's 9 laps down at this point. Yeah.
You may as well go ahead and get out of the way. Let these guys race.
And right before they dropped the green flag, Benny, Jim Long said, Terry, you know what you have to do. We will stay off the radio from here on out unless we get a caution. This is the first laps led at Darlington for Terry Labonte since this race back in 1999.
And he's got clean racetrack, and that's the best thing you can have right now at this point.
You know, we talk about arrow push all the time. He has no cars out in front. Oh, we see.
Oh, hang on, Ryan. Man, what a great save.
What a job.
Great save.
Unbelievable.
Good save. Wow.
Yeah, you're darn right it is.
Exactly.
Something just come out from under the 29 car. They bounced off each other up there in 2. Maybe it was just some rubber or something knocked loose from under one of the fender wells. Who's that? Is that Robbie Gordon still on the inside again? He's bounced off the wall again in that car. And NASCAR's trying to get him off the track in the back pits where he's coming up to now so he can stay under green.
That deal with Newman slowed the 29 car down a little bit, gave Terry Labonte even more of a lead.
Here comes Biffle. He goes by the 12 car. He's got Jeremy Mayfield in hot pursuit. That's a battle for the 6th position. What a job by Ryan Newman. Unbelievable.
And he doesn't feel very well either. In fact, he's asked for some medical attention after the race. He was having trouble getting the water out of the bottle in his car, and that might have led to him accidentally hitting that kill switch, and they were giving him water and ice on that pit stop. But he does not feel well and still makes the great save.
Well, Labonte's clicking off some good laps right now.
So they're putting Ryan Newman farther back in the field. Let's check it out. Newman over in turn 2. This is from Kevin Harvick's car.
Woo! Boy, Harvick
That's so
got
close.
lucky on that one.
Man, how lucky can you get? It was just about, he was almost crashed. And he's got that swarm of bees behind him.
Terry Labonte has now been out in front for 8 laps as we watch Elliott Sadler try and take a spot. And Jeremy Mayfield on Greg Biffle for 6th and 7th. So Mayfield, a great job today in that 19 car. Got into the wall a little bit earlier in the weekend. They banged the sheet metal out, and he's done a very, very respectable job today. And there's a team that needs and needed a good run. It's been 30th or worse in 3 of the last 9 races for Mayfield. So good effort, good job. 19 car, Dave, how about it?
And now they did adjust on that last stop. They were tight in the corner, loose off the corner. They made a wedge adjustment and went for it.
And McMurray now racing with Mayfield's teammate Bill Elliott for 4th and 5th place.
You know, I talked about aero push just a moment ago, Wally, but it really appears like that if you get that good, clean air, you're able to go someplace. You get back in the pack.
Everybody BP today, I've been looking at the time on it. It doesn't matter who gets out front. They're about a 1/10 of a second faster for at least the first 20 laps. And I think you're right. Every little bit helps on the nose of that car. And right now, Terry Labonte is about a 1/10 of a second faster than everybody behind him.
McMurray goes by Elliott.
Got a trio of Dodges racing for that spot there. So McMurray in 4th, Elliott 5th, Mayfield 6th.
Well, it happened, BP.
Yep, Kyle Petty could not quite make it to the end. That's too bad.
Oh, man, he did a good job anyway. All you guys did.
Scheduled next on NBC, the AVP Nissan Series Chicago Open, presented by Bud Light. Volleyball is scheduled to start already. Race running a little long today. We'll get you there as possible at the conclusion of our NASCAR coverage. But, the AVP Nissan Series Chicago Open next on NBC. Still 4th, 5th, and 6th here. McMurray, Elliott, Mayfield.
Right now, these cars, the front cars especially, have broken away from the lap cars and what have you. And right now, the 29 car is a little bit faster than the 5 of Labonte. We'll see if he can continue to do that.
Jamie McMurray trying to get back-to-back top 5 finishes. 31st to 3rd at Bristol last week. And here comes Mayfield on his teammate Elliott.
Goes by him. Elliott's going to try to get by. No. He'll fall in and follow him.
Let's see what the times are this time by BP. 31:20.
Ooh, that's a good lap.
And 31:30 for Harvick, so he's a little bit quicker that lap.
Labonte was, yes. Very good lap for Terry.
Now, he is coming up on some slower cars, but I'd be surprised if these guys don't lay over and not give Terry any problems here. Coming up on the 23 of Kenny Wallace.
Kenny is in 24th place, 8 laps down. He's been into the wall earlier today. Check it out. 156 races since Terry Labonte's gone to victory lane, Matty.
Alan, remember we told you that Jim Long said they wouldn't talk on the radio? He has sounded more like an auctioneer over about the last 15 laps, screaming out lap times, telling him great laps, telling him how the distance is between himself and the next guy. Jim Long has not gone to victory lane in Winston Cup since Indy. When he won the Brickyard back in 1997 with Ricky Rudd, he told me this morning this team has made leaps and bounds. They feel like they're in position to take that next step, but they did not want to backslide. They felt like they needed to pull the trigger and get a win soon to get it under their belt.
Nice to see Terry win a race.
Oh, it would. Jamie McMurray, that time the fastest car, but see how close that all those cars are in the top 6.
Talking about upcoming on NBC Sports, don't forget next weekend, Tradition and Glory. We got a lot of tradition and glory here at Darlington. Well, there's a lot in South Bend, Indiana as well. Notre Dame football returning to NBC, 2:30 Eastern next Saturday. Senior quarterback Carlisle Holiday leading the Irish against the 20th ranked Irish, against Pac-10 champion Washington State. Next Saturday, Fighting Irish on NBC.
Tell you what, the Notre Dame team, they pick on some tough guys, don't they?
Yeah.
Boy, Terry is just doing what he's got to do. So, we got a car on the wall up in 1.
Sterling Marlin. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is slowing as well. So far, we stay under the green. There's the 40.
Look out, the hood may come up on this car before you can get back to pit road.
Oh, you know Terry doesn't want to see a caution here.
No, he does not.
Looks like Marlin's going to keep it down on the apron, and we're going to stay under green.
Yeah, no flag 40, slow and low at 3.
Left front tire's flat on the 40 car, so that might have been the cause of the contact with the outside retaining wall.
So let's talk about how they got here. For Terry Labonte, he started this race in 3rd position, fell back a pretty good bit in this race. I think he even got as far back as 18th. Then worked his way back toward the front, in 3rd, out 1st on the last pit stop. And that clean air and track position he's putting to maximum use right now.
Yeah, those crew guys should be high-fiving themselves right now. It's real important.
As for Kevin Harvick, the 2nd place runner took the race's green flag in 18th position. Harvick moved up and first led the race at lap 149. He's been in and among the top 3 or 4 for most of the day. Got off pit road 2nd on that last stop, and that's where he sits right now.
And Harvick's catching him. Not right now. He's catching a little bit, BP, but he's going to have to make bigger jumps than that right now. He's only got 12 to go.
That's right. He needs to get a little bit faster, about a 1/10 of a second faster. He might have a shot. Here's Jimmy Johnson.
Started 2nd today. Johnson has led the race on 3 different occasions for 17 laps. At one point, had an adjustment that they made in a pit stop that loosened his car up very badly, cost him some track position. He made it back up to get into the top 5. But he's not up there knocking around with Terry Labonte for the race lead at the moment. And for Jamie McMurray in the 42. Started 17th today. McMurray led at one point in the race for 21 laps. You see from lap 314, about 100 miles into the race, he began making his march toward the front from where he ran, had the lead until that last set of pit stops, and did not come out with the lead that he went in with.
But he's got a rear view mirror full right now on Jeremy Mayfield in that 19 car.
Got a rear mirror full of Mountain Dew. Oh, and he
scuffed it up.
These guys are going to try a little bit harder right now. Obviously, they got to drive harder. You got 10 laps to go. Drive a little bit harder here, and you're going to bounce off the wall. I mean, it's just...
And the fatigue factor at this point has got to be huge, too. The fatigue.
Yeah, well, absolutely. You know, yes, it is, but then again, your adrenaline's back pumping now because you're racing for position. You know the race is over, so really you kind of forget about the fatigue right now. Now, when that checkered flag drops, you can pour him out of the seat.
Yeah. Now, here's a stat I was talking about with you guys this morning around breakfast time here. The ages of Winston Cup winners so far this season. Of the 24 races that have been run to this point, only one has been won by a driver over age 40, and that was Dale Jarrett in the 2nd race of the season back in Rockingham. Here's Terry Labonte out there at 46 years old, looking to score the Southern 500, arguably the most difficult race of the season.
And I was reading a stat from one of the riders that follows the circuit. He said that he's tracked the ages of 2,100 races. All the races in NASCAR Winston Cup, except 16, he could not find the age of the drivers. And 1% has been won by a driver over 47 or over. 21 out of 2,100.
Wow.
Bill?
But Benny, how many guys do you think race past that age? You know, I think that's kind of a deceiving stat because a lot of guys didn't race past that age, especially in the early years of the sport. Just like the guys racing today, the young guys probably won't race past that age either.
Well, they probably won't, but, I mean, Harry Gant won 9 of the 21.